I listen to your show every single day.
Breakfast Club?
God damn it, the Breakfast Club.
Put that ass up on the Breakfast Club.
Tell her, made it.
You can't say Breakfast Club without the Breakfast Club.
You're like this rare air.
You got platforms and partners all over the place because your demand is so high. People want to be in business with the Breakfast Club.
I don't think white people know how popular you guys are.
DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God.
Yeah, you guys really are like the hip hop early morning, late night talk show.
Y'all know what y'all talking about.
Good morning, USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Hump day.
That's right. It's Wednesday, middle of the week. How you feeling out there?
Blessed, black, and highly favored, man. Good morning. Another day to serve. How you feeling? How you feeling, Jess
What's
Hilarious?
up, Jess?
I hate New York's traffic, and it's crazy. It's a lot going on in the roads.
You don't use the Waze app?
No, I don't use no app because now I'm just so good that I don't have to use any GPS. But
use the Waze app.
So it'll tell you about everything.
It tells you traffic, police, all that.
It's like lights that are out. Like as soon as you come out the Lincoln Tunnel, right? And all these tractor trailers, like people are going when they not supposed to. Like it felt like I Am Legend or something was happening right out the tunnel. I was like, yo, what is happening?
You're from
right
Baltimore.
now?
You know how to deal with traffic and
I
rude
definitely
drivers.
was going through. You know what I mean? But police. Yo, somebody crashed right into a police officer and kept going. Like it was a lot going on.
People got to get to work.
That was just with the traffic report.
That was just with the traffic report.
Grand Jess Auto. Grand Jess Auto.
That's exactly.
I wanted to know
what
how
it
you
felt
feel
like.
physically, though. You good?
Yeah.
No morning sickness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
Okay.
good.
Yes, that means you feeling good or morning sickness? A little bit of both.
Like,
Okay.
yeah,
Both.
both.
All right. Okay.
Both.
All right.
How y'all feeling?
Be good. I'm good.
Good.
All right. Well, Steve Wilkos will be joining us this morning. You know him from the Steve Wilkos Show. This is 17th. This is 18th season. 17th season. 17th season of the Steve Wilkos Show. So we'll be kicking with him in a little bit, and then we got front page news. Teslin Figueroa will be joining us in a second. So let's get right to the show. What we start with? We play Jack Harlow every damn day this morning, but today is his birthday. We don't start off with Jack Harlow?
I'm not mad at it.
Nah, well,
He gonna have a great birthday regardless.
it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Tiz.
Good morning, DJ Envy. Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God.
Good
Peace,
morning,
Tess.
girl.
Let's jump right into it. Let's jump. What's happening in Haiti?
Yeah, this is a real complex story, but it's really important that we know what's going on because the U.S. Is involved and will be sending over more support. So the Haiti Prime Minister has resigned amid escalating violence. Take a listen.
Where the Prime Minister has resigned after weeks of chaos in the country, Ariel Henry submitted his resignation Monday night, saying he will step down once a transitional council is in place.
My government will leave immediately after the inauguration of the council. We will be a caretaker government until they name a prime minister and a new cabinet. Haiti needs peace. Haiti needs stability.
His resignation comes just hours after regional leaders met in Jamaica to discuss a framework for a political transition. The country plunged into a crisis after powerful gangs carried out highly coordinated attacks across the capital Port-au-Prince last month.
Now, the United States will be contributing $300 million to assist Haiti. I want you to take a listen to that.
The United States Department of Defense is doubling its approved support for the mission from $100 million to $200 million. And that brings the total U.S. support to $300 million for this effort. I'm also announcing additional humanitarian assistance for the people of Haiti, $33 million to further support their health and food security.
So you may be saying, well, Tez, what does this have to do with the United States? Well, as you just heard, again, more money going over there. So we'll add that to the list when we talk about Ukraine, when we talk about Gaza. This will certainly, we expect this to increase, and they will need more support in the weeks ahead because people are actually struggling with famine. And also they put out an alert for Miami, for border agents to prepare for a wave of migration as people continue to flood Haiti. And so we expect to see more of that in the coming weeks. I expect this DJ Envy to become a conversation as we go through the longest presidential election cycle that we've had in history. Yeah, so get prepared for that. I can see Trump speaking on this now. The U.S. Our folks at the U.S. Embassy had to flee as well yesterday to get them out to make sure they're safe. And so the bottom line is, folks, look into this, read into it. It is a very complex issue, but bottom line, gangs have taken over because they're looking for free and fair elections. And by the way, they are very critical of the U.S. getting involved in picking their prime ministers as well. So 200 gangs currently run Haiti. They control about 80%. Of Port-au-Prince. The death toll has reached over 5,000 so far. So.
Yeah, no, I have a couple of Haitian friends, and actually the person that actually taught me how to DJ, Clue introduced me, but the person that actually taught me, he's Haitian. His name is Mono Sakpase. He was telling me about it and how bad it is, and his family's out there, and his family's trying to get over here, and how nasty it is over there. But now let me ask you a question. With all this money that's going out, and you mentioned Ukraine, you mentioned Gaza, you mentioned Haiti, you know, you're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, damn near billions of dollars, and then, you know, you see all the stuff that's wrong here and all the stuff that we need help. And it just seems a little crazy that we can print the money and find the money for everybody else but home. Just seems strange when you talk about it and you're driving, seeing so many people homeless, and you're seeing so many people here can't afford food, and you talk about all these students that can't pay for college loans, and we're talking about free college and free healthcare. It just seems like a lot.
Well, that's why I think this conversation is going to continue to bubble up, you know, as people are talking about, you know, how they want to move politically. And although, you know, we know this money comes from two different buckets, your point is when it's time to assist other nations, the United States seems to figure it out. And so you're saying, you know, why is it we can't figure it out? And the argument is always that, well, this comes out of a different bucket. This doesn't have anything to do with the, you know, there's programs for all the things that DJ Envy mentioned, which, yes, we know that. But again, to Charlamagne's point, what he's always putting out there, people are looking at what they see in front of them. You know, they're not looking at this bucket, that bucket, this. Bottom line is, I'm not getting the support I need. How is this money going to these other foreign countries? Which, of course, we do support that. We want to support our Haitian brothers and sisters. We do. But people are looking at what is happening in my daily life. What is happening in violence in our own cities. Rest in peace. My baby cousin will be buried tomorrow. She was shot and killed in Oklahoma City last week. So when you look at violence and how we deal with our own and what's happening to curb our own violence, these are the things that people look at. And so it hits home. Politics is a matter of the heart. As much as people want to say it's not emotional, it is. And so people say, well, what about, you know, what's going on in my own backyard? Charlamagne, you got thoughts on that?
No, we actually got a rap. Right?
Okay.
And what are we talking next hour, Tess?
Yeah, so we're talking next hour. Want to bring to your attention, obviously, no surprise, President Biden and Donald Trump have clinched their nomination. And I want people, hip hop, take a listen to this. They're pushing for better wages on your streaming music. So we're going to talk about what policy has been introduced to that so you get more money for your streaming.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. If there's something on your chest, something on your mind, call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's a new day.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up.
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, good morning. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. Good morning. Get it off your chest.
Good morning.
Hey, man. How are you guys doing? I've been listening to your Breakfast Club for a while now, and pertaining to what's going on in Haiti, I was just wondering. America is the lead of the world. We're the free leader of the world. We lead by example, and we're here to protect the Constitution. We're here to protect the people of America. We're here to protect the world, our allies. Now, what's going on in Haiti, to me, is priority of when we're thinking about the death tolls, when we're thinking about Gaza, Ukraine, those things. Now, what's going on in our own backyards? We don't wake up every day to bombs. We don't wake up every day to people dying. I know we have a lot going on here, and we have systems and things in place to take care of our people. Why is it that every time something's going on outside, we're having this conversation to make it seem like we're not protecting our people, but we're just funneling money outside the country.
I mean,
when we have Haitians, Ukrainians, and everyone else.
I think that's obvious, my brother. Like, I mean, I don't know what bubble you live in that you can't see that people out here suffering. Like, there's so many homeless people out here. There's people who can't keep food on their table, can't keep roofs over their head.
The Biden-Trump rematch is officially here after both candidates secured the delegates needed to earn their party's nomination for president. President Biden secured the 1,960.
That's fact. So you gotta understand.
So you should understand.
I don't understand. I don't understand. We all human beings. We all are one people. We have to speak as such, and we have to take care of each other. If America is taking care of its people the best they can do, and China also be a leader of the world.
But that's the point. America's not taking care of its people the best they can do. We all feel like America could do better. So what's the problem?
The amount of money that's going into our communities, you're saying we're still not being protected. How are we spending that money? It goes back to how we're spending, how our congressmen are spending the money in our community.
Yes, that's the point. So yes, we have every right to raise hell about that. We have every right to say, hey, how do y'all have money for this but don't have money for that? There's nothing wrong with that conversation.
Exactly, and just like you said that, we have different people living in this country who's also contributing to that, who's also paying these taxes, who's also expecting help.
I'm one of them.
When they see, right.
I pay a lot of money in taxes. That's another reason I'm gonna keep running my mouth.
I understand, man. But it's something that we all should take a look at. Look at the bigger picture, not just one-sided.
I think we are.
Everyone is hurting.
I'm gonna be honest with you, my brother. You sound very one-sided this morning. Yeah. You sound like you're not looking at the bigger picture at all.
I'm looking at the bigger picture, but I thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir. Think about what I just told you. Nearly half of South Carolina residents struggle to afford basic necessities.
And he told you to look at the bigger picture over that.
and I'm not mad at helping any other country. I mean, if people need help, I mean, absolutely, positively. But I just feel like we always say they don't have the budget for here, or they can't find the resources or the money. And then it seems like they're so quick to get these, and not just 10 million, hundreds of millions of dollars to send. And continue to send to other nations.
Schools in our community are terrible. People don't have
well.
affordable health care like they should. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a million different issues that are happening right here in America. People are homeless. And I'm not saying that you don't, like yes, if go help other people. Yeah. But you cannot wonder why people sometimes look at that and say, well, what about us?
Right.
Like, come on.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest.
Keep calling.
800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
This is Brian, man. What's up?
Brian, what up? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from VA, man.
Virginia 757. Get it off your chest.
Yeah, man. I want to talk about how bad black women are at customer service, man. Black women are great at a lot of things, man, but customer service is not.
Wow, Jess.
You just going to say all. Don't say no damn wow, Jess. You just going to say all of us. You can't just say like some black women are, you know, because
he had a bad experience, Jess. What happened, man? Tell us what happened, man.
It's definitely not all, Jess, but
okay.
It's definitely a lot of them.
What happened, brother? Tell us what happened.
Yeah, what happened?
I'm just saying, just early in the morning, you go get a biscuit or something, and it's just an attitude for no reason. Like what's going on? Like, even Jess agreed. Jess, can you help fix the mess that is black women in customer service?
You are so right. I need to be doing that more, you know, because they going through something too, but they also need to think about the job that they have to do, because, you know, there's nothing wrong with being nice to somebody. You know, it's not too hard being nice. So I get you.
It don't take much. Nope. And Charlamagne, I will tell you that's the way to get me off the couch. If President Biden or Trump can help find a way to fix black women in customer service.
Goodbye, man. I can't.
Listen, everybody got their own issues. Vote your interest. I'm not mad at that.
What is it?
Vote your interest.
Oh,
okay.
Hello?
Whatever motivates you, King.
Hello?
Hey, LaMasia?
Yes, it's me.
Hey, LaMasia. Get it off your chest, mama.
I just want to say happy birthday to myself. I'm turning 33 today.
Hey, congratulations. Happy birthday,
girl.
Thank you.
What you doing
Shout
for your
out
birthday?
to my mom, too. She'll be listening to her.
Hey,
I'm
mama.
sorry?
I said, what you doing for your birthday?
So I won tickets yesterday for the 9 a.m. concert women's thing on Saturday.
Okay, what's the women's thing at 9 a.m. on a Saturday?
I don't know. I forgot. But I know I'm going. And I won it yesterday on here.
Okay.
Oh, I know. That's right. She don't even know. She just wanted to win. So she won something, so she going.
That's right. There you go.
I know that's right.
It's the luck of the banger. It's the luck of the banger.
Selected a banger.
The luck of the banger.
Oh, the luck of the banger.
Oh, okay.
All right. What station? Where you from?
I'm from Patterson, New Jersey.
Oh, okay. All right, from New Jersey. All
I
right,
love
mama.
that. She don't even know what that is.
Well, happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday.
Bye, 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 bye. Thank y'all.
They said, "Oh, the luck of the banger." Like, no elaboration, no nothing. We gave her tickets for that.
I guess
9 a.m. on a Saturday.
I don't even know
morning.
what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what
the
that
hell
is
is the luck of the banger.
She don't know it, but she gonna call back up here Monday like real mad. Like, when y'all told me to come there.
Your food is being delivered in 5 minutes. The guy's on a bicycle right now bringing it, Jess.
Thank you so very much.
All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. Now we got Jess With The Mess coming up. What are we talking about?
Yes, the solar eclipse is coming on April 8th, and it's very important information, so tune in.
All right. We'll talk about it when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to Jess With The Mess.
News is real. News is real. Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore. Jess don't do no lying.
Jess is gonna bring you numbers.
Jess With The Mess. News is real.
On The Breakfast Club.
I know they know the difference.
She watched the news last night, y'all.
She was excited. Super duper excited.
Yeah, I don't need no disclaimer. Listen. So, rare solar eclipse is coming. So, a solar eclipse will be happening April 8th. And not enough people was talking about this. Everybody talking about, Trump and Biden and all that in the sofa and the couch.
Meek Mill.
But yeah, Meek Mill, Diddy, all these people. But the solar eclipse is very, very interesting. And I have a report from... They didn't even say it was that. Oh, yeah, Fox 9. Go ahead, play it.
Next month, people across the United States are in for a special treat. A solar eclipse will be visible across much of the country.
For 15 states, that means the moon will completely cover the sun, briefly turning day into night. And there will not be another one now until 2044.
Now, when people, when this happened in the past, it literally happens for seconds or half a second or whatever. I remember the last one that happened. I was very, very young. And it's just it happens within the blink of an eye. But this one is supposed to be from 1 minute to 4 minutes and 32 seconds in some states. Now, it's the path of totality is wider than usual, which means Americans will be able to experience the solar eclipse. This is also crazy. I'm not going to tell y'all what. I'm not going to give y'all the Wikipedia one. This is
But 4 minutes is a long time.
That is a long time.
Everybody needs to tap into some solar eclipse rituals to manifest your intentions, because new moons symbolize new beginnings, and solar eclipses give you an extra boost for transformation in our lives. So make that happen.
All right, so that's the good part about it. But the governments of certain states have been advising their residents to prepare with emergency prep. It's people they're closing down schools, and they're scared that it'll be a lot of tourist flocks, people flying over here to see this, or getting closer to see it. Now, the path of totality will cover some parts of Mexico and some parts of Canada. Also, listen up. This is the 15 states here: Texas, Oklahoma, Kentucky, New York, y'all, Arkansas, Tennessee, Missouri, Illinois, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. And listen, Delta is also offering flights for an up-close experience of the total eclipse, 30,000 feet in the air from Austin, Texas to Detroit.
I thought you're not supposed to look at it, though.
That's what I do.
Exactly. They must go have them glasses. Now, that's another thing. Yes. If you plan to look at the solar eclipse, you're encouraged to wear eclipse glasses, y'all. I'm sorry, Messy Visions, we dropped the ball on this. We do not have eclipse glasses, but I'm pretty sure you can find them anywhere. Do not look directly at it, because something will happen to you.
We can still sell eclipse glasses, though. All we got to do is get us a bunch of 3D glasses. Tell people it's for the eclipse.
Also, you're purposely trying to hurt people out there.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt people's eyes.
No, but you tell them don't look directly into it. Just put them on.
And then these Americans going to do exactly what you say don't do.
But that's why they want to close the schools. That's what they're thinking about, closing some of the schools, because they were the students will be looking at the sky. But if you keep them home, hopefully they'll stay in the house.
I mean, it's spooky enough that it's going to be in the middle of the day and it's just going to go dark.
It's going to be 4 minutes.
Dark,
yeah, the kids are going to lose it anyway.
So I don't know. I plan to be in Baltimore that day because it's not going to do that in Maryland. All right, Maryland wasn't one of the 15 states, but New York is.
Kids, pets, they're going to lose their mind for those 4 minutes.
Listen,
Absolutely.
What? Do you understand? That's crazy, y'all. So y'all.
What else you saw in the news?
Okay, listen.
Uh-oh.
Now this is the headline that I thought of. Y'all can't take nothing serious, but for real, yo.
Because you so excited about
what's going on in the kingdom?
What kingdom?
The royal kingdom, y'all. So I talked to some friends over. I got some connects in the UK, and listen, Kate Middleton.
She ain't got no friends over there.
Come on, listen.
Okay.
Kate Middleton, Prince William's wife, right? She had abdominal surgery in
God, no.
January. Yes, she did.
She had abdominal surgery.
abdominal surgery. All right, so that's on her stomach or whatever,
okay.
right? And the last time people have seen her was in December. Now, granted, it was reported that she wouldn't return to her royal duties until Easter, right? Because of her recovery or whatever. But people are realizing that she hasn't been seen since December.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, there are stories that she left the hospital with Prince William the same day as the procedure, but the photos only show Prince William leaving. And we ain't see her or nothing, right? Now, this seems innocent, but this actually is interesting because people online are starting to piece the story together that Kate Middleton is either missing or in a bad condition following the surgery. Uh-oh. I don't need the sound effects. Look, now Sunday in the UK, it was Mother's Day. It's different over here, but over there it's Mother's Day, right?
Right.
And a photo was released of Kate and her 3 children. Major media publications initially shared the photo, but they all started to remove them with the explanation that they can't be shared because it was obviously altered. All right? Photoshop experts determined that there were 16 editing errors in the picture. So people, you know how people on social media is. They see the walls moving and all that type of stuff, right? Shortly after that, Kate tweeted an apology. Kate herself,
really,
from her account, allegedly.
Okay.
Yeah, I threw that in there. She tweeted an apology claiming that she occasionally experiments with editing, and she said, like
with
any other photographer,
with edibles,
with editing.
Edibles.
I'm like, girl, where's you at? Like, you're not letting us know what's going on or nothing, but you're going to take to social media to be like, I be editing a little bit. Girl, please. Right?
Maybe that's her way of letting people know she's all right.
I don't know. But listen, this is also crazy too because a man close to Kate's family committed suicide. More in depth. Her sister's man. This wasn't her husband. This was just her, like somebody her sister was dealing with, her boyfriend. And he committed suicide out of nowhere. Prince William went to the funeral, but she didn't. Kate, she didn't show up, and that's her sister. All right. People are speculating that because of these things, there's a deeper story to Kate's Mother's Day photo being Photoshopped. And then they also put out a photo where she was leaving a castle, but you can tell even by the bricks, it wasn't
the castle.
It wasn't. Nope.
It wasn't given.
It was not given. She really walked up out that castle. All right. And it's also rumored that King Charles has cancer and is opting to treat it naturally.
Holistic, Dr. Sebi?
They ain't say that. I ain't asked my UK friends all that.
Okay.
Now, it's also reported that the Queen left 2 letters behind right before she died. One for her top 8 and one for her son with instructions that it shouldn't be open until 2085. I can't wait to be on the radio 2085. Listen, there's a lot going on with the royal family right now. We don't know how many of these stories are actually true, but we do know that this is a PR nightmare for the royal family.
That was Jess with the UK mess.
This is yes.
Can we drop a bomb?
And I don't know if any of her UK news is real.
Oh my God!
But I did see that picture on MSNBC.
Yup, and I bet you go back and it ain't on there no more because they can't be doing stuff like that because it's been altered, honestly. But the moral of the story is, even from the grave, the Queen she still got something going on.
All right.
Okay.
I'm telling you,
that is just
unfinished business.
The UK edition.
It's like a bunch of stuff going on in the kingdom, y'all. So I'm gonna let y'all know as we get updates from over there.
Hey, that's from her UK Connects.
Yes.
Her UK Connects.
Y'all not the only
that
ones
mean they
friends.
from Baltimore.
Yeah.
From Baltimore. All right. When we come back, we got front page news, and then Steve Wilkos will be joining us. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What up, Tez?
What's going on, DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy.
Good morning, girlie.
And happy 1 year front page anniversary, right?
Hey, it is.
Congratulations, girl.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor to serve, guys. Thank you for allowing me to join this Hall of Fame show to give a little bit of news you can use. I appreciate you so much, Charlamagne, DJ MV, Eddie, the whole staff, and Jess Hilarious, my baby.
Thank you, Ted.
That's right. Well, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about your presidents, Biden and Trump.
Yes, DJ MV's presidents have finally decided they have clinched the nomination. It's official. This is no breaking news, obviously. We know they were going to get the nomination, but let's take a listen. This is the first presidential rematch in 70 years. Take a listen.
The Biden-Trump rematch is officially here after both candidates secured the delegates needed to earn their party's nomination for president. President Biden secured the 1,968 delegates needed to win the Democratic nomination. Mr. Trump easily won the 1,215 delegates to lock up the GOP nomination. In Georgia, the president won more than 95% of the vote. The former president got more than 80%. Mr. Biden and Trump also handily won in Mississippi and Washington.
So again, no surprise. This is what it is, guys. So folks are still having conversations about a third party candidate, who's too old, who's senile, this is the bottom line. This is what it is. It will be Trump versus Biden, period.
Yeah, the rematch nobody wants, but the rematch we're going to get. Mm-hmm. And I've been thinking about it. I don't know how Trump fares in the general election. But then again, I don't know how Biden fares in the general election either. So it's really a toss-up. And I'll never get over the fact that a man with 91 criminal charges is able to run for president of the United States of America. Never doubt yourself, kids. Okay? There's nothing you can't accomplish in America.
You too can be charged 91 times and still be president of the United States.
But not if you're black. I just want to put that out there. I want to give you that disclaimer.
Okay.
And this is going to be a very, very long election, because it started so early. Normally the general election is, after the conventions in the summer, and then you get all the back and forth. But because, they've clinched it so early, and we already know this is what it is, and there's no, could it possibly change or any of that. This is going to be a very, very, very long election season. So buckle up, guys.
Donald Trump been campaigning for 4 years, if you think about it. You know what I'm saying?
He absolutely.
And these media networks don't want to admit it, but Donald Trump is great for ratings. So when you say it's going to be a long campaign, it's been a long campaign since 2016. Trump has not stopped campaigning since 2016.
Very true.
Now let's talk about, you said streamers can make some more money on their music.
Yeah, this is a really good. Yeah, this is a really good thing. So, Congressional Representative Rashida Tlaib and Congressman Jamal Bowman, they introduced the proposed Living Wage for Musicians Act. It's aimed at increasing streaming royalties for musicians online. These are the type of things that happen in Congress that you don't hear much about. Now, this act will create new streaming royalty with the aim to compensate artists and musicians more fairly at a penny per stream when their music plays on streaming services. Now, the streaming has grown to represent 84% of recorded music industry revenue. I'm sure, you guys can remember, especially you, DJ Envy, back in the day, when you actually had to buy records and people got, more for their music. But now everything's about streaming. So Spotify, the leading music streaming platform, a lot of folks may not know, they only pay an average per stream zero. I don't even know if that's 3 cents, because it says 0.003. Meaning an artist must reach at least 800,000 streams just to equal a full-time job at $15 an hour.
Jeez.
Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So this new royalty will be paid in addition to existing royalties, ensuring that the artists receive at least 1 cent per stream. So this is even less than one cent, with an eventual cap. And so this is one of the great things that Jamal Bowman is doing as he leads this Congressional Hip Hop Task Force and Justice Task Force that he's doing, which will cover many other things. You'll hear that in weeks to come. But this is one of the things that they're pushing. I think this is really, critically important, so people can make money off their streams. What you guys think?
I mean, I think it's great. Anything that these artists and creators can make more money off of their content, I think is amazing. I think it's wild that, you're talking about an artist can make 0.003 with 800,000 streams. Seems insane.
That's horrible.
Seems insane. But anything that help these artists make more money, I'm with.
And I came out with 2 songs, and I only probably got like 13 streams. So what is that?
You owe money.
I owe money.
You owe money.
Like, damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I guess artists, they have to continue to make their money on the road. They have to continue to, basically on the road, because you just don't make any money. What's the motivation to making the music if you make zero money? So this is something that I think hip hop, or not just hip hop, R&B, anybody that streams anything.
Yeah, but most artists will tell you they don't really make money off of selling records. They make money off the road, or off of merch, and off of other things, but they rarely make money off of actually selling records.
Yo, but like back in the day, wasn't it you made money off CDs? Wasn't it?
Well, you made money depending on how many records you sold, and a lot of artists back then really didn't make money. Their whole thing was always touring and shows. And
I know Mary J. Blige. She said she sold like 750,000 week, like her first week out. That is good. Like that is amazing. Ain't nobody doing that with the streams. That's so crazy.
Did she get the money though? Think about somebody. TLC sold 10 million records and only ended up with $15,000 a piece.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like
Damn.
that. The moral of the story is the record industry been predatory towards artists.
Absolutely.
That's just really all it boils down to.
All right. Well, that is front page news. Thank you, Tess.
Absolutely.
Charlotte?
And make sure you follow at Tesla Figaro on all social media platforms and subscribe to the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network hosted by Tesla Figaro.
All right. When we come back, Steve Wilkos will be joining us. You know him from the Steve Wilkos Show. He was the security guard that used to be on the Jerry Springer Show. This is his 17th season.
17.
And we're going to chop it up when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
His 17th season on air, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Wilkos, welcome back.
Thanks for having me again.
How are you?
I'm great.
You're celebrating your 30th year in television, like on television. I know you started as Jerry Springer's bodyguard, and actually the producer on the Jerry Springer Show, right?
No.
I seen your name in the credits on a couple of them episodes.
Well, on my show, I'm an executive producer.
Absolutely, I know that.
But I don't produce. That's just, they give you the title because if my show ever won an Emmy, if I was an executive producer, I want to get an Emmy. That's why they do it. So I had nothing to do with the producing of the show. But I started on the Springer Show. I was a Chicago cop.
Yeah.
And they just hired some cops to do security, and I happened to be one of them. And 30 years later, I'm still here.
Yeah. Did you ever expect your career to end up like
No,
this?
I was going to be a policeman. Like my dad was a Chicago policeman for 30 years, and he retired, and that's what I was going to do, just be a cop, get my pension, and retire. But I kind of liked the way it worked out.
So you didn't retire on the job?
No, I had 12 years. And I could have got a pension, but I pulled it, and 12 years was long enough, actually.
Did you have to really contemplate, like, do I leave this where I could go, or do I wait 12 years, I get my pension, I'm good for the rest of my life?
It was difficult because, when I left, I had no idea. I left in 2001, and I got my show in 2007, so I never knew I was going to get my own TV show. I mean, that was crazy to even think. But my wife, who's my executive producer, and she became the executive producer of Jerry Springer, I actually came home one night, and I was covered in blood in my police uniform. And she goes, "This is crazy, man. You need to..." She said, "Listen, when the Springer Show's over, we're not staying, we're living on your policeman's salary." She goes, "I'm a TV producer. We're going to go to LA or New York, and I'm going to be a TV producer, and you'll find something to do." And I said, "Yeah." And at that point, I was kind of burnt out being a policeman. I was tired of fighting and everything and getting hurt. So I was like, okay, I'm okay with that.
Now you're the second longest running syndicated daytime talk show in current production. Jesus.
And I wish all those people that laughed in my face in LA when I did the media tour, like, they were just dogging me, man. Like, Jerry Springer's guy, he's not going to last 13 weeks, because back then it was 13-week pickups, and they're like, "You're not going to last 13 weeks. And I'm like, okay, we'll see. And, 30 years in TV straight with never missing a paycheck is unheard of.
So what's the key to the success, though? Like, two questions, a twofold question. What's the key to success, and what did you learn from Jerry? Because he had a long career as well.
I'm not trying to sound like, like I didn't learn anything from Jerry, but there was nothing to learn from Jerry's show because we do a completely different show, right? There's a lot of things I learned from Jerry, like being professional, showing up on time, being always ready. And he said, "Hey, man, when you go, don't try to be like me or the show. Just do your own thing and you'll be fine." The really secret of my success is my wife. And I say that, and I'm not just a husband saying it about his wife. If it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. And that's the truth, because, I had my problems about 6 years ago. I had DUI and, all that. Like, she stuck with me through that, pulled me out of it. I was going through things, but even like, she knows how to produce me on my show. She knows how to do a lot of things. She kept the Springer Show on the air for a lot of years, so I got the best executive producer on TV. Yeah. So truthfully, and she knows me. She lets me be me. The first 2 years of my show were terrible. I was produced in a way that was just, I hated doing the show. I literally hated coming to work. And that person left, and my wife took over, and thank God.
Yeah.
I definitely would not be on there.
Did you guys ever have like any fallouts about you not wanting, of course.
We used to fight about things.
Yeah.
There was like, she would do shows, especially there was shows like with kids and stuff, and I hated doing those. I don't know what it is. I don't like it. I feel like I can't relate to kids. I'm not going to lie. But my wife's like, just do it, They would work, and she was right. So, like, at this stage of my career, I just, even if I don't like it, I just keep my mouth shut.
Just learn to shut up.
I just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
I'm like, it'll be over in 20 minutes, and why complain?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, last week you reported that Steve Wilkos was in Jess With The Mess, right?
Yeah. You had taken to social media because you watched the Wendy Williams.
Oh, yeah.
And you were actually the first celebrity that spoke up, besides myself, in favor of her about, her treatment and how they made her look on the documentary. Like, and I just, wanted to know in person, how you felt.
Me and when I was launched, I did Wendy's radio show, and she was so nice to me.
Yeah.
And then she launched right after me, I think the year after me. And so I would always appear on a show, and I had a personal relationship with Wendy. I mean, I went to her 50th birthday party and things like that, and I saw her, and I really liked Wendy. I don't watch daytime talk show, but I would watch her show. I thought it was really good. I was interested in it, and I liked the Hot Topic segment and all that. I really cared about Wendy, So then to show her in this, and where was I? I was in Florida, and we were flipping through, me and my wife in a hotel, and I started watching. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible.
Yeah.
I think like when I was going through my struggles and at my lowest, if there was a camera in my house filming me, no, but my wife would never allow that to happen to me.
Yeah.
She'd be like, no, we're never doing anything like that. And so it's just because especially as a woman, right? What woman wants to see her wig being taken off and shown in that light, or they're showing her feet? She's got some kind of problem with her feet, and come on, man. If she was in her right state of mind, she would never let anybody see her do that. And she's obviously suffering from alcohol, being alcoholic or a drinking problem. And, when you're going through something like that, I don't think you should be on camera. And that manager's like, we're going to do a podcast with Wendy, and she's ready. She's not ready to do anything, man.
At all.
Come on, And she should be in a treatment facility somewhere getting medical attention from doctors and everything else. And it just, to me, it was really exploitative.
Yeah.
And then, people are bashing back at me like, well, Wendy talk crap about her TV show. I go, she's not showing anybody in their deepest and filming them. Like, what are you talking about? It's a TV show, It's so crazy to me how people can cheer the downfall of another human being.
When's the last time y'all spoke?
Well, I think I was on her show. I hosted her show with Jerry when she was on the break, and I spoke to her just before that. And, she was struggling at that time. And I told her, I said, hey, listen, anytime you want to talk to me, because I've been through it. And she knew it, and we talked about it off stage the last time I appeared on the show with her. So, it's just tough. And
how did you get through, because you said you had a DUI, how did you get through your troubles during that time?
Listen, I was drinking too much. And
was it stress? Was it
stress, depression, anxiety? I was using alcohol to help with depression, and which is probably the last thing in the world you should do.
You can afford a driver, Steve.
I could. Listen, I make no excuse. I can't tell you why I drove that day or what made me get in my car and get in it. I'm absolutely wrong. And I knew my life could have changed for a lot worse that day, other than just getting a DUI. I could have killed somebody or could have killed myself. And I just said, I'm not drinking anymore. Now, a lot of people can't do that. Just say, I'm not going to drink anymore. But I knew it was becoming a problem in my life, and I was going to ruin everything in my life, my family, my career. And I just said, okay, I'm not 20 years old anymore. I got to take this serious and stop. And I did.
So you haven't drank since?
Since 2010 was the last time I had drank. Yeah.
Where did it happen at?
In my town, Darien, Connecticut.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't give you no Steve Wilkos celebrity privilege?
Well, when you're involved in an accident like I was, and they had to take me to the hospital, they had to draw my blood. So there was no taking care of me.
Got you.
And truthfully, listen, nobody wants a DUI, right? Nobody wants, and especially when you're in our position, it's on TMZ and you get blown up. But truthfully, it was probably the best thing for me because it made me, and listen, now that I don't drink anymore, I'm very productive. I work out all the time. My marriage is great. My career is great. And, alcohol was really negatively impacting all those aspects of my life. And I was honest about it. I mean, I wanted to fight it so bad because, I started drinking when I was 14 years old. And, to give up a lifetime habit like that, it's not easy. But I knew. And now when I look back, I go, why in the world did I ever drink? But A lot of people do it.
I mean, it's fun. It's not act like
it is.
Come on.
It is. The best times.
You got to do it responsibly, but it's fun.
The best times of my life were drinking.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
All right, we got more with Steve Wilkos when we come back, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Steve Wilkos from the Steve Wilkos Show. Charlamagne?
What do you say to people, cause when you think about Wendy Williams and how they showed her situation on television, but, God bless the dead, Jerry Springer, like, people didn't even know he had cancer. So what do you say to people who feel like celebrities have an obligation to show you the bad since you've seen all the good?
Jerry didn't even tell me he had cancer, right? Yeah. Like a month before he passed away, he called me up and said, hey, because he had nothing going on in Stanford at the time. Judge Jerry was over everything.
Yeah.
So he called me up and he said, hey, I'm having dinner with all his old guys, his crew, security, because they all work on my show. And I was taping that day. And I said, Jerry, I don't want to go to dinner with 20 guys. And when I'm done taping, I'm exhausted at the end of my tape day because I'm doing like 6 stories a day. So I said, I'm going to pass. And he goes, I really want to see you, Steve. Well, Jerry, doesn't talk like that. I really want to see you. So I said, I'll tell you what. You go to dinner. I'm going to go home, rest a little bit. And then when you're done, you go meet me for a cigar at John Starks has a place in Stamford, Connecticut, cigar bar. So I met him there. And it was crazy because we were 2 guys that never talked about the glory days. Like, remember this, remember that. We didn't do that. He has a grandson. And my son is about the same age, and they're both athletes. And we would always talk about our sons. We talked about politics a lot and just what was happening currently in our lives. We never talked about the glory days. Mm-hmm. But that night we talked a lot about the glory days, which I didn't think anything of at the time, and it was kind of fun because we never do it. But he never said, "Hey, Steve, by the way, I'm dying of pancreatic cancer."
Wow.
And never mentioned it. But I knew something was wrong because I said, Jerry, like, you okay? Because he was like shaking really bad and stuff. And he goes, no, I'm okay. And that's the kind of guy he was. He didn't even want to put that burden on me. Because I'd be sad and depressed and worried about the guy. And so we had a great time, and he got up, hugged me. I love you, Steve. And I was like, well, I love you too, Jerry. Of course I love you. And that was it. And then a month later passed away. So,
wow.
That's the kind of guy Jerry was. I don't think he wanted to have people make a big deal about him. He didn't want to burden people with his illness. And so, I respect it. But again, just like with the Wendy Williams thing, when you're at your lowest, and I think we've all been there, I don't think you want a camera on you when you're going through that.
No.
Simple as that.
How have you dealt with his death?
Kind of like...
It hasn't been a year yet, right?
No, it's in April. It's coming up. It was almost like losing my father. And I always say, no man had a personal interest in me, kind of watching out for me, being there for me, than my own father. And so we were very close, and Jerry was so great to me and so generous and caring, and, so, it was a big loss in my life.
Yeah. Is it true that you have a human hair collection from the Jerry Springer Show?
Yeah, so...
Are you trying to make a wig out of it?
No, it was so stupid, man. Like, so women would always fight, and they'd be pulling each other's hair out.
Hilarious.
So one day, I took the strand of hair, and I just wrapped it up in a little tiny ball.
Yeah.
Well, then after that, every time there was a fight, I would add that hair to the ball. Well, it got to be the size of like a bowling ball after, like 10 years, And it was so gross, man. You think about all his hair, and it was all different colors, and, it was a lot of probably wig hair in there. And I used to just we had 3 chairs. It was Jerry, the executive producer, and me, and then my wife. So there was 4 chairs. And right behind my chair was in a corner, and I would just throw this human ball of hair back there. And then I got my own show, so I don't even know what happened to that big ball of hair.
Oh, wow.
I hope nobody kept it.
I was going to ask, with you being an ex-police officer, what do you think about how the world is taking towards cops now? Like, things have changed, right? Now, with bail reform, criminals are getting out faster. It feels like cops are scared now to do anything because everything's on camera.
Well, I think in New York, didn't they take away their immunity? Mm-hmm. Like, you can be personally sued, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have that when I was a cop, and I mean, who's going to jeopardize, their financial well-being to, Listen, I think, I'll put it this way. When I was coming out of the Marines in 1989, I wanted to be a cop, just like my dad. And it was a good job, like you got pension, benefits, all this stuff. If I was coming out of the Marines today, I would never take that job, not in a million years. So, I mean, I think policemen really are not a good job. You fight all the time, and like you said, you make arrests, and people are back out on the streets, especially here in New York, and Chicago's the same way. So it's not a good job.
Do you have a timetable on when you want the show to run its course?
I love doing the show, and I'm only 60. God, I was 30 when I started on TV.
I don't think 60 is old.
Yeah, it is. Come on, man.
No.
When you say 60, see, you don't think it's old because you're not there yet. When you become 60, it sounds old, and it is old. But so to answer your question is, I love doing the show. I enjoy it. It provides me with a great life. So I'm never going to say I'm going to quit. But, TV's changing. It's difficult and it's tough now, And now they're exploring all these different avenues to bring revenue into the show. But I would definitely like to hit 20. I'm at 17. I'm going to season 18. Nice round number, 20. If it would go longer, I guess I would do it. Because I just finished taping last Wednesday. And now I won't go back to work until last week in August. So I get a nice break.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, clearly it works, man. 17 seasons. Congratulations.
Congratulations. That's right. The Steve Wilkos Show in its 17th season. And thank you for joining us again.
1 second. What is your skin regimen? You do not look like a 60-year-old white man. You do not. I'm sorry.
I shave. I don't do any,
You don't do anything?
I don't do anything.
Okay.
You aging like a black person, man.
That's why I'm like, damn.
It's Steve Wilkos.
Yes.
Well, I'm not the whitest guy in the world either.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Thank you.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Happy Wednesday hump day. Now let's get to Jess with the Mess.
The news is real. Whether it's Jess Hilarious, Jessica Robin Moore, Jess don't do no lying.
Jess is gonna bring you numbers
Jess With The Mess, and news is real.
on the Breakfast Club.
I know they know the difference.
Okay, I thought this was going to be covered in front page news, but I got my good sis back. So, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry approved 11 bills last week. Some of these bills include expanding death row execution methods and legislation that eliminates the option for parole. Now, nitrogen gas and electrocution were added as methods to carry out the death penalty. Now, one of the biggest changes is that residents 18 and older can carry a concealed handgun without a permit.
That's crazy.
Yes.
I seen that yesterday in the news. 18 years old. There's no way.
Yeah, right? And this goes into effect on July 4th.
Yeah.
The 4th of July?
The
Damn.
4th of July.
There ain't gonna be no firecrackers going on.
There's gonna be a bunch of purging, right?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a setup.
So you don't need a permit. You 18 years old, you can go to the store and buy a firearm.
Yup, you don't need a permit
That's
to purchase.
insane.
You don't need a registration of firearms. You don't need license to own. And you don't need a permit to carry. Nope, you don't.
Well, that's gonna end well.
Yep. Louisiana
That's crazy.
reportedly uses slave labor in their prisons. I mean, this is what we know for people who don't know. That's some news I just dropped on y'all. And NOLA is the sixth most dangerous city in the world per capita. This is so intentional. That I wrote that. I ain't have to say. Let me just say it. This is so intentional, right? America. And look, and I also dug up this quote. Right, I know Charlamagne may be doing this, but this is a meaningful one.
Okay, go ahead.
Afeni Shakur said, America will give you all the tools that you need to destroy yourselves.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
That's facts.
That's very much, that just trumps any other quote that he ever said.
That's what happens when Jess can't go to sleep and she stays up and watches the
news all night long.
This is how we get
Let
an
her cook,
effective
though. Let her
news
cook, though.
day.
There you
know?
go. Cook.
And I just think it's crazy. And I saw one lawmaker that said, this is going to lower the crime rate. What?
No.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Nah.
They're intentionally setting kids up, setting, black people up. I don't care. This is crazy.
I just think at 18 to be able to have that much power in your hand and not necessarily be grown. I think it creates a big problem because
the biggest problem is that there's no background checks whatsoever.
No.
Number one, you're only 18.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But clearly they're not doing any type of mental competency test, nothing. Like you can just walk into a store and get a gun. Nobody knows what your emotional well-being is, your mental well-being, nothing.
But you're not even grown yet. Just imagine the things that you did at 18.
Yeah.
Right? You getting into fights and you
That's
doing
what I'm
stupid
saying. You're
ish.
not even mature.
But now you have a
And
firearm in your hand that you feel like gives you even more power.
There's a lot of teens that are still angry and has so much
That's
built
right.
up anger at 18. You get what I'm saying? And now listen, it doesn't cover, you can't get a rifle or a shotgun, only handguns. You know how easy they are to get already?
Well, you usually could get a handgun a rifle or shotgun at 16 usually, right?
Yeah, but nope, this doesn't cover that. It's saying no for that, but
That's wild.
only the handguns, yep. Crazy. All right, so that's the recipe for disaster. A happy July 4th, y'all.
And then not only that, when the police pull you over and you got a handgun on you, now that's another thing they got to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not there because it's clearly legal, right? You show your license and registration.
There. And then the fact that
your gun permit.
If you have enough time to pull out your license and registration, if police pulls you over with a handgun on you.
And then the legislation that eliminates the option for parole, they set them up. Like, they're literally setting them up to be killed and thrown in jail forever. Sad. Okay. In other news, Jennifer Lewis almost died after falling 10 feet.
I saw that, man.
I know. Jennifer Lewis had a ball fall 2 years ago that almost took her life. She recently spoke about the incident in an interview with Robin Roberts. And this is what she said.
I saw the infinity pool out on my deck. So I went out and I'm walking, and all of a sudden, boom, I had fallen 10 feet into a dry ravine full of boulders and stones and sharp rocks. Robin, there was a snot sectioned off, and there was no sign that said caution. My right hip took the impact. My shoulder went up against a stone. In pitch black, I didn't know I was falling. Nothing would move.
And she was vacationing in Africa after wrapping a film or whatever, right? And so
she's such a good storyteller too.
Yeah, ain't she? Jesus,
it sounds like she was reading like a good audio scripted original.
Yes, like Maya Angelou or something. I was like, oh my God, this is so nice. But it wasn't, because she also said that she thought that she would die.
There are wild animals. Because when Lori shined her flashlight down there, she didn't know there was a Cape buffalo 10 feet away. When Lori ran to get help, I heard a lion roar. My last thought, because I am Jennifer Lewis, was what a headline. The king ate the queen.
I'm glad she can laugh about it, because I was ready to say, listen, next time she come up here, she ain't going to be hitting no splits.
Listen, Jennifer Lewis ain't no liar. I'll tell you that much.
She's a great storyteller, though.
Yeah, she is.
I think a little bit of hot sauce might have got put on that story.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Girl, she
Buffalo and lion now?
Listen, both of them, and they both walk past our ass.
I'm about to go, do they exist in the same terrain? I don't know.
A buffalo and a lion? In Africa, you know, things be different.
She said in Africa, things be different.
I'm just saying, if I'm the lion, I would rather the buffalo.
Yeah, but listen.
Not necessarily. Not if somebody's just laying there and you ain't got to fight him.
Buffalo wings, though?
Oh, shut up, man.
Yo, she fell in a whole ditch of rocks and boulders.
Sharp.
10 feet. She said the fall was like boom, and her friend flashed that flashlight down there, and she saw the buffalo.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at mad videos of buffalo and lion fighting.
And she ran to go get help. Oh my God! And she heard the lion roar. I was like, oh my gosh! So she better do a movie about this.
Jennifer Lewis would have been easy to eat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, them buffaloes ain't no joke. They big as hell.
Yeah,
with them horns.
Go to the person that's not moving.
Yeah. How did they get them for the wings?
How they what?
What?
Nothing.
You know what? You are dumb. That is not what we doing here. Buffalo wings do not come from a buffalo. Come on, let's wrap this up. That was Jess With The Mess for the second hour. Crazy.
Oh my goodness. All right, Mr. Buffalo Wing. Who you giving your dog to?
I need a woman named Jennifer Lynn Rossi to come to the front of the congregation. We would like to have a word with her, please. Okay, she is a prime example of why you don't mess with nobody churn. But as parents, we got to make better choices when people do mess with our churn. We'll discuss.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
This gonna be a donkey, because right now you want some real donkey.
It's time for Donkey of the Day. So if you ever feel I need to be a donkey, man, hit me with the heat.
Did she get donkey today? Please tell me.
I have become donkey of the day.
It's the Breakfast Club, bitches.
You're a donkey.
Yes, donkey today for Wednesday, March 13th goes to a 45-year-old Texas mother named Jennifer Lynn Rossi. Salute to Jennifer Lynn Rossi. She's a mother, and I understand going above and beyond for our kids, okay? We all should, all right? Don't let nobody play with your churn. You have to be willing to go scorched earth. You have to be willing to burn everything to the ground to protect your child. But you don't want to put yourself in a position where you go too hard and end up in jail. Okay, because if you do something to protect your child and it causes you to lose your freedom, then you won't be here to protect your child anyway, so it defeats the whole purpose. All right, it's so easy to get tricked off the street as a parent, because if somebody messes with your child, God forbid somebody hurts your child, that is a good enough justification to knuck. Always. But the law is still the law. So if you go to seek parental revenge because somebody messed with your child and you break the law, then, well, you're going to jail. That's what happened to Jennifer Roques. See, her son was getting slightly bullied, meaning somebody was stealing from him at school. Okay, stealing his drink, to be more specific. So Jennifer decided to take matters in her own hands and teach this thief a lesson. Let's go to ABC 7 News for the report, please.
Also new this morning, a mother from San Antonio is behind bars after she allegedly tainted a Gatorade for her son's classmate. Court records say that the 45-year-old mixed lemon juice, vinegar, salt, and Gatorade together in a sports bottle before instructing her 10-year-old to give it to his classmate who had stolen his drink the day before. But shortly after the child consumed the drink, he became sick and was taken to the hospital. Now, though the drink was non-toxic, Jennifer Roques was still charged with injury to a child causing bodily injury.
Now, let me tell you something.
It was non-toxic, though, right?
It was non-toxic. But let me tell that young man something. You could have swallowed a lot worse. Pause. Okay?
Hey, wow.
Lemon, salt, vinegar, Gatorade, that ain't nothing but ingredients to clean a sink. Okay, you chase that down with a shot of apple cider vinegar. Now you have created a concoction for steady and healthy weight loss. But think of all the other things that could have been in that drink, like bodily fluids. Okay, could have been urine, could have been vaginal discharge, could have been the semen of an 8-month-old Siberian Husky. There's a lot of different things Mama could have put in that drink. You're lucky she didn't hit you with some good old-fashioned roots. Yes, voodoo. Say voodoo, Jess.
Voodoo.
See, I know some women, you play with their kids, they gonna give you something to drink that will make you fart uncontrollably for duration of said spell. Okay, not no normal farts either, the kind that are never silent, loud, aggressive, probably even burn a little when it passed through your anus. Can you imagine never being able to silently fart ever again, and every time you fart, it hurts? That's what would happen to you if you play with the wrong person's kid. So you kind of got off easy, okay? Lemon, salt, and vinegar, that ain't nothing but a douche. That's douche, right?
Excuse me? No, it is not. No, it's not. You put some salt in yeah, right. Coochie will be on fire.
Okay.
No, it's just vinegar. It's vinegar and something else, but it ain't no salt.
Okay. Now, Jennifer's a nurse. And she, like you just said, Envy, she said she knows the mixture to be non-toxic.
Correct.
But the victim still got sick. Okay, you know why the victim got sick? Probably dehydrated. Little boy probably didn't have enough water in his system. That salt and vinegar dried his ass right up. But once again, you're lucky you didn't end up somewhere coughing up a frog, young man. Okay, stop stealing from people, young man. But that's not why we are here. We are here because as parents, as adults, we must make better decisions. We must make better choices because we must believe in the golden rule. Yes, what you do to someone will ultimately come back to you. You shouldn't do to someone else's child what you wouldn't want done to yours. Wow. With that said, there was other ways to handle this situation. A phone call to the principal, a phone call to the teachers, a phone call to the child's parents. Better yet, pull up to the school and complain. See the child's parents face to face and figure it out. I know that sometimes you can't wait for others to do it. You want to take things into your own hands. I agree with that, unless that thing you're taking into your own hands is somebody else's child. Because now you got smoke with me as a parent. Okay, I know that my son was a D-head and he had no business stealing your child's drink, but you don't have no business doing something that could potentially hurt my child. Now, I need a piece of your hair. Okay, I need a piece of your hair to take it to my doctor, you know? And one little mix, walk up to you right after school and now I'm going to have you sexually attracted to golden retrievers for the rest of your life. Or the duration of said spell. Please give Jennifer Lynn Rossi the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons, please.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day. You are the donkey of the day. Yee-haw.
You got that stupid look on your face, Emily.
You are totally wrong.
Okay, talk to me.
Okay, thank you.
You gave the little boy who was hospitalized too much smoke. First of all, what if he was poor and didn't have his own juice? You don't even know the situation.
Why you stealing from my kid and bullying my kid, though?
Yeah, you can't steal from my kid.
Now, my kid ain't got no Gatorade. He thirsty all day long because you steal.
We said bullying?
Bullying.
That's what they call it, slightly bullying.
Oh, because he stole a Gatorade.
I guess he had been harassed. He always harasses the little boy.
Always harasses my son.
Yeah, he always harasses
my son. Little short, little kid, can't fight back, can't do anything back. And
I don't know if the little boy is short and all that.
And if he said harassed, that means they probably complained before if he was harassed. And now I complain. Right. They don't do nothing. And this little kid, your little son is still bullying my son.
Stop stealing from people.
I got something for you.
Okay.
Now you're going to diarrhea all day.
So this is built up.
Yes.
From, the sort of little concoction.
She probably complained and they did nothing.
Okay.
By the way, you shouldn't do stuff like that anyway, though.
Anyway, what if he was allergic to vinegar? What if he was allergic to, like, what if he was
shouldn't
allergic
be
to any of
stealing
this?
from my son and bullying my son.
But she shouldn't be trying to hurt the other little boy, too. There's other ways to handle that.
Jesus.
She's a 45-year-old woman. This is 10-year-old kids we talking about.
Or teach your son how to kick him in the gonads or something.
That could work, too. I mean,
You
you
know?
gotta teach your kids to stick up for themselves.
She's trying to raise a little scientist serial killer.
Yeah, but what happened if her
This
son
is
is one of
crazy.
those short little sons, and they're just big ass football player? Now I gotta kick him in the nuts, and then he dragged my son all through the playground, make it worse.
Well, you ain't kick him hard enough, then.
Were you bullied as a kid?
I
Didn't
was.
you? Okay.
You can't tell.
I can now.
Oh.
Lord, somebody stole his juice.
All right. The mom messed up. The mom shouldn't have said give the boy. Mom should have said nothing. The mom should have just
Like you can't do
because you know
that.
he's gonna snitch on you.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna snitch. You shouldn't have said nothing. Like, I don't know what was in that Gatorade. Should have stole the Gatorade.
No, the mom shouldn't have did that to the little boy at all. It's a
Little
10-year-old child.
Little boy shouldn't be bullying my child.
Sure, but there's other ways to handle that.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today.
Mm-hmm.
When we come back, Ernie Hudson will be joining us.
The legendary Ernie Hudson. Winston from Ghostbusters?
Yes, he's the black guy from Ghostbusters. That's the easiest way to do it.
No, it's
yes,
not.
he
That
is.
man has a name, Winston Zeddemore. What
I
are you
know,
talking
but
about?
But he's the only black guy that was on there, right?
Thank you. Yeah. Ernie will be joining us when we come back. Of course,
Winston
they're relaunching.
Zeddemore, Ernie Hudson.
They're relaunching Ghostbusters. It comes out next week, and we'll talk to him when we come back. So don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
That's right.
The brother Ernie Hudson. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Ghostbusters is back.
Frozen Empire, March 22nd.
That's right. Yeah, it's. I saw it a couple days ago, and I'm excited about it. It's a good movie. I think it's what the fans have been sort of hoping for, since the first couple. I think it's a big movie, and there's a lot going on, but I feel good about it.
Now let's talk about the legendary role in the Ghostbusters. Now, how did you get that role? We've seen you in the A-Team, we've seen you in Dukes of Hazzard, but how did you get the role for Ghostbusters? How did that come about?
Well, yeah, a movie called Space Hunter with Peter Strauss and Molly Ringwald back in '82. We shot in '82, came out in '83, and it was a big studio movie, but it didn't get the traction like a Ghostbuster. Ivan Reitman produced that movie. Harold Ramis was one of the writers. And a year later, they were doing Ghostbusters. I thought I'd automatically be able to get an audition, but they refused to see me because the character in Space Hunter was this very different character. He was bigger than life. My head was shaved, and so I couldn't get an audition. It took me months before I could get an audition for the film, and finally they saw me after it seemed like they'd seen everybody. And I knew I'd sort of did really well in the audition, but I went, they had me come in maybe about 6 times, put me on screen test 3 times. And eventually, I guess I just won out against a whole bunch of other folk who, it was one of those things where you feel like people would rather have somebody else, but in case we can't find anybody else, we got Ernie over here. And I always say, by the time I got the part, it was like I couldn't even celebrate. I'm like, me and the kids were waiting.
They put you through everything so long.
Yeah, I'm like, agents say, aren't you excited that you got the role? Yeah, but I mean, it's been, it's been 3 months.
Did you feel like they wanted another white person, or did you feel like it was race back then?
No, well, as a black man, everything that's ever happened in my life, I can attribute it to race on some level in my mind. I could do that if I wanted to, But I also realized it's much more complicated than that. I knew that they wanted a person of color because I think originally they thought about Eddie Murphy. Eddie had worked with Danny Aykroyd, and that's what would have been. But Eddie was doing, I think, Beverly Hills Cop, so he was busy. So then it became, well, let's get some. So a lot of my, Hispanic friends, they were seeing pretty much anybody. But so they definitely wanted a person of color. But the thing was, in Space Hunter, the character was bigger than life, and he was kind of a take charge guy. And I think they felt that wasn't the character to be with in this movie because he had to be, that fourth man on the team, and not had Eddie Murphy done it, it would have been a whole different, different thing. So, I don't know. I always, in Hollywood, I always say you never know. When you're working, you don't really know why you're working. And if you're not working, you'll never know why you're not working because nobody will ever tell you the truth.
Yeah, because the first bunch of advertisement, we didn't see the brother, right?
Yeah.
We didn't see that brother at first. We see the 3 white guys with the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And later on, we started seeing the brother pop up. So I was like, that's what always made me feel like, damn, was it supposed to be another? Was supposed
black
to be a brother?
people don't sell overseas.
Right. Yeah. No, there was always an excuse, you know. But I've always just attributed the work I do or in this business, like when I was growing up, you know, trying to get a girlfriend. You know, sometimes you know, the girl, she will let you sort of, you know, come over to the house, but she ain't never gonna, as we say, she ain't never gonna give you nothing. Because you ain't that guy. You know what I'm saying? But you think you are. You keep going over there and hope. And I think with the studios, especially at that time, they kind of wanted you around to do your job, but not necessarily to be that front person because all the excuses, they don't sell overseas or whatever. So you're not intended to be that guy. It's not necessary to put you on the poster. It's not necessary to include you in the promotion. And that just was, you know, taken for granted.
When did that start to change? Because we seen it change a little bit. And why did it change?
Yeah, I mean, huge change. And certainly in the past 15 years, you know, because, I mean, I see things on TV that when I came out here in the 60s, you couldn't have even convinced me. You know, I see, you know, brothers and sisters producing and, you know, not only was it not done, we didn't even think it would be possible. So the assumption was they ain't never gonna, whoever that big they is. And that was a big thing to overcome. And it took a lot of younger generations to come along and show us old guys that, you can ask, you can step up, and it's possible. But it took a while.
It felt like back then, it was much more organic too. Like now, it feels like a lot of forced diversity.
Yeah, well, you know, once you sort of get an idea, let's open it up, then you go, yeah. So everything is sort of there's the original, there's you know what's serious, and then you get a bunch of people imitating. Oh, well, if they made money doing that, we don't. Oh, if they had a black guy star in the thing, then we can get one too. But they got a creative guy. There was a reason for him being there. Now it's just a matter of it wasn't just because he was black. Oh, we'll do that show and we'll get anybody. And sometimes I feel like the demand for skill and talent in some areas isn't as high. You know, some of it has to do with content. I mean, they make a lot of movies and TV shows. I don't know how people find stuff on TV. There's a lot of it, and some of it isn't very well thought out.
That's very true.
How did that ever get made? And who is this person, and why is he? Where did he come from? So you're going to get a lot of that, and maybe that's not a bad thing. But the real creative stuff, you know it, you can feel it, you can see it, and I hope we don't lose that, because at a certain point, you know, that the people who will demand excellence, and also I think sometimes I'm just speaking as an African American, sometimes we will. In the old days, we would do, well, if that's what they want to see, I can do that too. And so we do a lesser version of our own story because we think that's what they want to see. So a lot of it has changed. It's a lot at play, but it's moving, but it's, I think, moving in the right direction. And hopefully it doesn't change. We did Roots. When Roots came out, it was the biggest television show in history. I mean, it was huge. Yeah. And we got all excited because we thought this is going to open the door. We don't work now, and the door closed.
Why do you think that was? After you've proven the success with the ratings, why wouldn't they make more of that?
Yeah, you would think. I don't know. I think it's a fear of losing. Fear of, if we open that door and they're going to come through. Now, this is just, you know, people ask me things and I answer, I don't know if this, I'm just telling you what I
you feel,
think.
yep.
So it might be whatever. But I think it's a fear. It's a big fear of, if I let you be all you can be, then who's going to want me?
Fear of a black planet.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, I mean, if the girl wants you, then why would she want me? You go, because you bring something too. You know, it's a lack of confidence in what you bring. You know what I mean? You don't, you're creative. You don't have to steal everything.
Yeah. The colonizer's going to colonize,
That's
Ernie.
right. Yeah.
You don't have to steal everything, but I can't help it.
That's
That's my nature.
Let me get an education. I'm not going to kick you out of the space program. I mean, it's like we can all play.
All right, we got more with Ernie Hudson when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Ernie Hudson. He's the from Ghostbusters movie that comes out next week. He's the brother. He's the black guy in Ghostbusters. All right. When you got the script for Ghostbusters, right? What was your first reaction? Right, these big packs on your back and you're shooting ghosts. I don't know if you believe in ghosts or not. Did you say this ain't gonna do nothing, or was it one of those things like this could be a hit?
Oh man, when I got the script, I've been, because you come out, you're always looking for that thing, that one, that role. And I was a single dad of two sons I was raising, and you're always hoping for them. So dad's going up for this, dad's going up for that. I got this script, and I thought, man, if I get this role, I mean, it was the role came in the very beginning of the movie, and it was all the way through. It was a great role.
So you knew it was a sequel. You knew this was going to be longevity.
I know this is going. I don't care if we just do this. If they let me do this, the world is going to be a whole different place. Mm-hmm. And I let my boys read it, and we all excited. And I knew when I went into that audition, it was one of those things where this is my moment. Mm-hmm. And I went in and killed it. This is mine.
This is yours.
And then when it didn't happen, it was like, oh, you want me to come back again? It's like, because I don't know what I could do different. But so the original script was that. Now, by the time we got to the movie, the character had been basically cut down, and there have been a lot of changes, and suddenly that wasn't a thing I signed up for. So that was really disheartening.
Remember what you got paid the first one?
Yeah. I don't think it's probably any secret. And I'm saying this because I look back on all this Ghostbusters stuff as a real learning experience. It was exactly what I needed to do to be able to be where I am now. Mm-hmm. So whatever minimum was, I think probably for Ghostbusters, I might have made $40,000 for the whole movie.
What about merch? Like, cause y'all had toys, y'all was on lunch boxes.
Yeah, I've seen my face everywhere, even to the point where they take my history, my personal history, and put it on the box. But you sign these things unless you got a real good attorney who can nail some things down. You'll never see that money.
Damn, even for the merch with your likeness.
Yeah, no, you never. You
man, get a proton pack. We're gonna shoot the studio up, man. Come on.
You'll never see that money. You never see any of that. Now, I will say the other guys in the movie, they had good attorneys, and so they have made a lot of money. And now the audience don't know the difference. They just assume certain things. Relatives assume certain things. But it's how do you make peace with yourself? I mean, how do you go, okay, I didn't handle that well, but how do I still feel good about myself? How do I still get up in the morning? How do I still, keep stepping forward? And I think that's, the key to, I have a lot of friends, a lot of people I've known who come out to Hollywood, and after a few years they leave angry, and what the studio did and didn't do, and but that's not how I want to live my life. I want to, I'm 78 years old. I'm still want to be able to get up, feel good, and I want to have a good life and be an example of what's possible. But so much of that,
Rob, you said 78.
78.
You look amazing.
You look good, black man.
Thank you. I whenever I say that and people don't say anything, I say no. I'm very blessed, but I also know that when I was a kid, my grandmother taught me that Jesus says he's the light of the world, but we're all the lights of the world, and so we have a responsibility to be an example of what's possible. So whether I'm in this business or just in life, you want to show up, showing what's possible.
That's right.
And you see it and you glow and whatever, and that's what God can do, as opposed to in this country, maybe in the world, people of color, certainly African Americans, Africans, they try to sell on how much less. So you definitely want to step up and be all that you can be, in spite of what the circumstances look like.
I wanted to ask about what did you think about the all women's Ghostbusters?
Well,
reviews weren't too great.
Well, we're at a different time than I grew up, and it's a lot about empowering women, and I don't have a problem with that. I think that's a good thing. But how we do it could be, discussed. I didn't mind the all-women Ghostbusters as much as I didn't think it should be a reboot. Just make another movie. I mean, It's been 30 years. You don't got to do the same story. Mm-hmm. So that was my biggest complaint. All the women in it are brilliant and funny, and I'm a fan of all of theirs. Mm-hmm. I just thought it was executed differently than I would have done it, and the fans were expecting something different. I don't think it's a terrible movie. Actually, it's kind of fun, but I don't think it was what the fans were expecting. Mm-hmm. And I think the movie after that, Afterlife, Ghostbusters Afterlife, was kind of a reintroduction to the original idea of Ghostbusters. And I think in this one coming out is now we step further into it.
How was it continuing the Ghostbusters franchise without Harold Ramis?
Well, Harold was the glue. He was the magnet that held everybody together because everybody had their personalities and people would sort of go in different direction. But Harold just had that way of keeping things on course and keeping things together. And for a lot of things that came up for me, a lot of that sort of learning we talked about, Harold was always a guy who would just go, "Hey, Ernie, just and he would kind of explain things. So. Yeah, for me, at Ghostbusters, I started, we talk about how the movie was kind of disappointing because they cut a lot of the parts. And over the years, what I do like about the franchise is Winston, who sort of came in looking for a job. The line was, "There's a steady paycheck in it. I believe anything you say." To, over the years, he's become a billionaire, and now he owns the Ghostbusters franchise. And he's now kind of the Nick Fury of the Ghostbusters, and he's taken it to another level. He's interested in the science of what's really behind the ghosts, and so there's another level to Winston that I appreciate the fact that they introduced, and it makes him more of an interesting guy to play.
So, what is the Frozen Empire about? And for some of the younger generation that might not have seen the original Ghostbusters, do they have to see the originals to understand Frozen Empire?
No, I don't think so. I think it's definitely for the fans, but yeah, no, I think the movie stands up, on its own. Obviously, we're the legacy, us old Ghostbusters, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Annie Potts. We're sort of there, but there's a new team, a new family that we met in the Ghostbusters Afterlife. But it's it's kind of blending the two. It's kind of a nice. But I hope this opens the door to move into other areas. I mean, every culture has its ghost stories, and all over the world. I'd like to see that, and I'd like to see some serious Ghostbusters where we could deal with some not so funny demons that a lot of people believe in and live their lives by. So I'd like to. I think it has a lot of possibilities. We'll see what happens.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah, I believe that there are other dimensions. I think we only have 5 senses. If it doesn't show up in one of those 5 senses, we don't even know it's there. So there's a lot more going on. I think we all know that.
I agree 100%.
We're finding rays and things that we didn't even know existed. I don't even know how the telephone gets through the walls, but it's happening. So as we discover more, but yeah, I believe that I don't believe this is the end of our existence. I grew up in a culture that believed. And I've always believed that I've been guided by ancestors, family. I think we're not in this alone, and I think unfortunately some people don't understand. I think if people believe that, they would probably make better choices.
Oh, 100%.
I always want to know the theme song.
Yeah, Ray Parker Jr.
That theme song was so big. It's probably one of the biggest theme songs when it came to that. Do you know how that came about, or was that just the producers, or it had so much soul back then? I mean, it was.
Yeah. No, I don't think you can separate the movie from the song.
No way.
You know what I mean? I think the studios probably would have liked to have done something else, but it's just it's in the DNA, And Ray Parker, who wrote the song, I think he, and I don't know the whole deal, but I think maybe the studio didn't expect it to be the song, and probably gave him a lot more of the rights than they
expected. So he's there's a brother eating over there. All right.
So he's doing very, very well.
Okay.
So I can walk into his foyer of his house and I go, okay, you got paid. You got a better deal than I did. So
no, I've seen some stories about that Ray Parker in that song. He made some money.
Oh yeah. He'll be in town actually. He'll be in town. So he's a good dude too. So I'm very happy.
Now he's right. I think he wrote Mr. Telephone Man. Like he gets busy.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. I know you got to go, and good luck. The movie comes out March 22nd.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Ghostbusters, The Frozen Empire. Ernie Hudson, thank you for joining us, brother.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Good morning, everybody. We are The Breakfast Club. DJ MV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. And let's get to Jess With The Mess.
News is real. Jess Hilarious, Jess Jess don't do no lying.
Jess is gonna bring you numbers.
Jess With The Mess, and news is real.
On The Breakfast Club.
I know they know the difference. Keep it a stack.
Okay, y'all, after getting off the phone with, some of my people at MRI, it's the hospital in Manchester, Royal Infirmary. 2 women died after being served chicken mayo sandwiches at a hospital in 2019. Now, They died from listeria. Both women had underlying health issues, and they died days later. This all happened while there was a nationwide alert for a listeria breakout. For those who don't know what listeria is, I'm coming. It's a bacteria that contaminates food. Listeria itself isn't fatal, but it can cause an illness called listeriosis, which can be fatal for people with weakened immune systems. All right. So the source of the bacteria was linked to an external food supplier, not the hospital kitchen. Because I know y'all probably like, well, if the sandwiches came from inside the hospital, that's exactly what I thought. But after meeting with my team of researchers there, right? It's not going on the hospital because it's going on who they get their food from, an external food supplier, North Country Quality Foods, not the kitchens at the hospital. They're putting together a jury of 5 men and 2 women, which began on Monday, so it's still going on now. North Country Quality Foods supplied the chicken to the Good Food Chain, the sandwich makers. All right, so they are the sandwich makers. And look, the Good Food Chain made up to 40,000 sandwiches a day, supplying around 70 hospitals. Listen, the victims. One victim was a Jamaican 56-year-old retired nurse with breast cancer. She died 2 days later.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes, absolutely.
Send her healing energy.
You can't send her healing energy. She passed.
Listen.
Or her family.
He met her family over in Jamaica.
Right.
Oh my God.
England.
Okay.
Jamaica.
Listen, the other was an 84-year-old retired chemist shop assistant. She had a weak immune system too. Neither of them had any other notable reasons to cause death other than the fact that they were both served the chicken sandwiches.
Now, I know you got your UK sources, and they've been feeding you all this news. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that family and their losses, but why that story from 2019? Why?
What?
I'm just asking.
Because, all right, listen, so it links to the recall world, y'all. Listeria is trying to take over again, right?
Oh, okay,
because,
okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's
you don't
why
understand.
I don't really
Let her finish.
Okay.
On Donkey Today, do I chime in on what's going on?
No, I'm just asking questions.
No, all right, only when you ask me a question. I didn't ask you nothing. So the recall world, and this may affect your household too.
Okay.
Shredded bags of cheese from the Sargento brand is being recalled too because it contains listeria as well.
Got you.
Yep. The turkey sauce, the turkey sausage, they put turkey sauce. What the hell? From the Johnsonville brand and the Dole the Dole salad kits. They're all containing listeria.
You. So now I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So why you've been picking it up? I don't know what's wrong with you.
All you have to do is listen. Just have to listen. Just let her finish.
Okay.
And then it's like, why is there so many recalls on our food supply? So that's also telling us something as well. I believe it's population control and it's other ways for the what is this? Come on, pregnancy census. Don't take over right now. Hospital to make money.
Okay.
To make more money.
Okay.
Right?
I like the tinfoil poo shiesty mask you got on right now.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah. So be proud of me and just shut up. All right. That's just what it is, y'all. So, prayers up to their family. But y'all need to really, really think about the stuff that y'all are shopping for. Because I don't know, why they're contaminating our food so much. That's what we really need to be worried about. We feed Sargento cheese, bags of shredded cheese, the Mexican cheese, to our families, our kids, and all of that.
They care about capitalism, so everybody's just trying to make money, so they're throwing all types of products and everything in the food. It's all types of chemicals and all kind of other stuff.
It's just really, really horrible. So
I like your UK sources though.
Thank you. I'll be back with more UK news tomorrow, Charlamagne.
I hope this ain't just London feeding you stuff.
What?
London.
Who's London? Anyway, Portia Williams theory. Okay, so I have a theory on what's going on. My opinion. Portia. Okay. Yes, Portia is experiencing some type of karma right now, and I know she's gonna be mad.
Karma.
And that's all right. Karma.
Okay.
Yeah. Fallon Pena used to be, Fallon Guobadia, right? She was married to Simon Guobadia before Portia. Fallon and Portia were on The Real Housewives of Atlanta together. Most people believe that Portia played Fallon to get next to her husband because when they was introduced, Fallon brought Portia to our house, right? And the whole time she was out to get her husband, okay? Now, Portia is experiencing the same thing. Portia's divorce is with Simon, isn't even final. What the hell is y'all writing? Portia's divorce with Simon isn't even final. And people are already connecting him to another woman, right? But now this has not been this hasn't been confirmed or whatever. He was on a boat chatting with a woman or whatever. But apparently that's his next victim. And this is a woman that a lot of people, because he's not telling these women that he is a scammer.
Is he?
Okay, allegedly. Okay. That's what, with my sources, I feel like, but this is my thing. Portia, you were so happy to get married to this man or whatever, and you didn't find out what he did. Now, I understand. That's why at first I thought it was for a storyline for her to come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I feel like she just didn't check. She didn't know. She was so happy. You know, they had like 4 or 5 weddings. Who paid for that? You know, she on vacation every week. Who's paying for that? You know, all types of stuff is going on. You know, you like, what do he do? Now he said that he works in oil and all of that, right? But it's just giving scam, all types of scam. And now that she's married to him and he's in all this debt. You know, no, I'm not gonna put, because I'm a little bit of Nigerian too, and I don't appreciate you saying that. Okay. You know, but now that it's coming out, he got all this debt and stuff. She's married to him, so she don't want any of her money being taken away and nothing like that. So she bounced. Yeah, she bounced. Allegedly. But she wouldn't be going through this had she gotten to know the man
before she married.
Before she married him, instead of just wanting to be in that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So that's my theory, and y'all don't have to say nothing.
Who is
and that
y'all?
is Jess with the Mess.
You know people gonna say something. They're gonna be all in the comments.
Well, that's on them.
Portia probably gonna say something.
Well, it doesn't matter. I have sources.
Okay. All right. Well, that's Jess with the Mess. When we come back, we got the People's Choice Mix. Let's go.
You're checking out The Breakfast Club.
Who run the world, girls?
It's Women's History Month, and we're celebrating the most influential women in history. Check out this phenomenal woman.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. It's Women's History Month, and we are repping Young M.A. today.
Yes, I love her name. Look, so I'm going to say it again. Katora Casanova Marrero, better known as Young M.A. All right, so she has been repping the rainbow flag proudly. And in fact, she told us, The Breakfast Club, that she knew she was gay around the first grade. The Brooklyn native has been rapping from the age of 9 and has released 2 mixtapes before her 2016 single, Ooh. We love that song. We love that song in Baltimore. No, that's not how we say it. We just say, Ooh. That's it. That's pretty much it. The song peaked at number 16 on the Billboard Hot 100 and went platinum 5 times. I love her so much.
I really love how you repping for the studs this week.
Absolutely. It is definitely
amazing.
Stud Week.
Because people don't really acknowledge the studs like they should. They don't give studs the respect they deserve. Even though I think studs are toxic. You know what I mean?
You think all studs are toxic?
Not all, but man, have you ever seen 2 studs in a relationship? 2 scorned studs?
That is not. Whoa. What do you mean 2 scorned studs in a relationship? Who do you know? You know these people?
I know scorned studs.
Who been in a relationship with each other?
With each other, man.
Wow. Oh my God.
You never seen that?
No, that's like Young M.A. and Snoop going together.
That's what I'm saying. So imagine how that would be. Can you just imagine?
I don't want to imagine. No. That's crazy.
Well, salute to Ellen DeGeneres, who you rep Monday.
That was Monday.
Tuesday it was Snoop.
It was Snoop, yeah.
And today is Young M.A. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yes. I can't even tell y'all tomorrow because this one is a real good one.
Okay, all right. When we come back, we got the positive note. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. It's time to get up out of here. Charlamagne.
Yes, I want to remind y'all, thank you to everybody who's been getting their tickets for the 2nd annual Black Effect Podcast Festival, which happens April 27th in Atlanta, Georgia at Pullman Yards. Okay, Wallow and Gilly going to be on that podcast stage. Jess Hilarious with Carefully Reckless going to be on that podcast stage. Dre and Lex from the Poor Minds podcast going to be on that stage. Mandy and Weezy from Horrible Decisions going to be on that stage. The Baller Alert Show going to be on that stage. Debbie Brown with Deeply Well going to be on that stage. Will Lucas with Black Tech Green Money going to be on that stage. So make sure you get your tickets. We sold out last year. Looking like we're going to sell out again this year. So thank you to everybody who's been getting their tickets at Eventbrite. Or go to blackeffect.com/podcast festival. Okay. It's hosted by Pretty V and B Dot. All right. Pretty V and B Dot are going to be hosting the 2nd annual Black Effect Podcast Festival this year. So we'll see you April 27th in Atlanta, Georgia, y'all.
And also, y'all, make sure y'all get y'all tickets to the long-awaited return for Jess Hilarious to come to New Jersey Stress Factory Comedy Club. Now, the other shows are sold out. Only show that you can get is that still has tickets Friday at 7:30. So you got a couple tickets. I believe it's like 40 or 50 left. So make sure you get your tickets, y'all. I will see y'all. Y'all can get tickets at JessHilariousOfficial.com.
Crazy part is, I think they can only get tickets for your tables.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's only tables, so it's only like tables left.
Okay, y'all. So my new manager just gave me all the news. Manager. Yeah, well, tell people stop calling you. I came in here early. I was like, hey, y'all, I'm about to do shows, and I just got booked in Columbia, South Carolina. He was like, I know they called me. Boy, ain't nobody call you.
They did.
That's how you supposed to know. Everybody around the world. Boy.
They did, but they said, how can we get to Jess Hilarious? Because she's been down there before, but I guess the old manager isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
So the new one don't have.
I used to belong to another agency, but they merged and they went all over the place.
Got
so
you.
that's probably why.
Yeah, they didn't know how to get to her.
Child, that's what you want to be so bad. I'm like, no, I'm not giving you no money.
I connected them to our manager.
Okay.
Thank you.
Positive note is this. People grow when they are loved well. If you want to help others heal, love them without an agenda. Have a nice day.
Breakfast